All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chin from Goon and Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is a preview for Man City versus Arsenal. I hope you guys are well. We are knee deep in the calamity and the raw uproar that is the coronavirus. Everybody's losing their damn minds. Everybody's down scared. Um, you know, and I just hope everybody's well and taking the necessary precautions because, boy, this thing is not playing. So we've got to make sure that at least we are safe. Everybody's washing their hands, doing it properly. I know about the 7 steps of washing your hands. Do you guys know about the 7 steps of washing your hands? That's the real question. But yeah, for me, genuinely, all jokes aside, stay safe out there, people. I honestly don't know what to make of it anymore. After kind of weeks of not taking it that seriously, I made the mistake of listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with an expert. I looked into where the virus originated from, and all of a sudden, I'm a little bit more eyes open to the whole thing. So we'll see. Yes, I'm aware that Spurs got slapped. I couldn't be asked to watch Expressions watch along. No hate to him. It's just a long time to watch a team I don't care about. Watch someone react to a team I don't care about. But I definitely looking forward to his review later. Popcorn out and everything. But I'm more concerned with our game because we're talking about Spurs. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, people. We've got to avoid falling into this trap of, oh, let's laugh at Spurs when there's a very real possibility that we could get just as slapped up tomorrow. It's a very real possibility. So I think we need to have our eyes open, go into the game positively, but also be aware as well. And that's why I think in order for us to get anything close to a positive result, we're going to have to give more than 100%. And I mean every single player on that pitch. We can't afford any weak links. We can't afford anyone to have a rubbish game. We have to have a feisty midfield. I think our midfield is very clearly our weakest point, particularly our core of our midfield. I think that's obvious to everyone now that is the soft. We've got a real soft belly, and that's how a lot of teams get the better of us. And I think, Man City, I would argue that's probably one of their strengths is their midfield. So this may not be this may not be pretty, people. Having said that, for me, it's difficult because obviously people are talking about top four and that. My only thing is let's just finish this pub as high as we possibly can. You're not going to see me get gas for top five until we're actually within reach of top five, and I don't think we are. The thing that people are talking about is that mathematically it's possible. No, it's about is it actually within reach? You've still got teams, a lot of teams between you and fourth place. And as for saying, oh well, maybe we can get fifth place. Cool. No, they ain't said anything about fifth place going to Champions League yet. Yeah. We're the only people trying to target something that's not actually been confirmed. So everybody needs to just calm down. Take it a notch. It's a big game. It's a one that I want to win. It should be one that you want to win. And hopefully this game is a game that we actually can win. Obviously, Man City have not really been their fluent best all season, really. If we're being really truthful, they've not been their fluent best since last April. It was literally by hook or by crook that they managed to get their shit together in the end and, stumble and bumble their way to a title last season. But we've been seeing signs of this. This City we've seen this season, there were signs of that last season. Really and truthfully, none of us should have been as surprised by Liverpool winning the league. I think the thing that surprised all of us, has certainly surprised me, is how easily and how much they've ran away with it this year. And fair play to them. They've done well. they deserve their victory. In terms of Man City, they obviously lost over the weekend to Ollie's rejuvenated, it seems, Man United team. Ollie and Frank do have a habit, though, of winning big games. It's a habit that I would hope that Arteta wins. Funny enough, it was a question I posed to my friend, like, how is it that Frank and Ollie, whenever it comes to these big games, it doesn't matter how badly they performed, then when it comes to these big games, they're about this life. And my mate just had a very simple answer. It's very simply put, they have that pride. They have that pride that stems back from when they were a player, where when they played, they hated these teams. And they wanted to look to ruin these teams. And some of these new managers don't have the affiliation with their club to be able to do that. With Arteta, he wasn't at our club long enough, but he was also the club captain. So at some point, you have to say to yourself, all right, well, hopefully you have this ability to be able to get big results against big teams. He has shown it. He has shown that he can string a run of results. Obviously, a result that included a win against Man United. But, you know, we've also seen the team underperform very, very recently. So it really can go one of two ways. Now, people will point to the obvious fact that Arsenal technically are undefeated in the Premier League. Yeah, all right. Well, that's going to get tested tomorrow. Reading some of Man City's recent results, I'm going to step it back. I'm going to go all the way back to this year. I'm going to stick to 2020. So they just about got a very close victory against Everton, which was 2-1. They slapped Port Vale 4-1, which you would expect them to. They actually beat Man United away from home in the semi-final League Cup. I guess that would come back to bite them. They then absolutely slapped the crap out of Villa, 6-1 at Aston Villa. I remember that game. I don't know what happened to Villa in that game. Then they drew to Crystal Palace, which was a surprising result to everyone, especially at the Etihad. They beat Sheffield United away from home 1-0, which was a very, very good victory, to be fair. They slapped Fulham 4-0, but then United beat them at the end of January. But obviously, City still went through to the Carabao Cup final. They lost to them lot down the road 2-0 at the start of April. That was when City had someone sent off. Then City came back with a win against West Ham. Then they followed that up with a victory against Leicester. They followed that up by beating Real Madrid, but again, Real Madrid had 10 men. They beat Villa in the final in a much more closely contested game, 2-1. They just about beat Sheffield Wednesday at the start of March, 1-0. And then they most recently lost to City. Now, the things that stand out to me out of those run of games that I've just talked about, every single time they've lost, we've come back with a win. Every single time. And barring, I think it's 2 games. Is it 2 games? Yeah, no. 3 games. Barring 3 games, City have conceded a goal in each of those games. So that tells me 2 things. A, we're going to have an opportunity to score. You know, I've said it for ages. I don't think Ederson is all that. Here's the thing. I've never thought Ederson was all that. Ederson, to me, reaped praise and benefit out of what was a very solid defense, particularly when Kompany was there. To me, he had good PR the way Kepa had good PR at the start of the season. You know? On the flip side to this, sorry, I heard my phone call. On the flip side to this, I also don't think that thought I was on mute or something. I just realized, hold on, why is my phone gone off? On the flip side to this, I feel like my brain. On the flip side to this, every time City have lost, that means that they also come back with a vengeance. Now, we have to be very aware of the City backlash, and it's going to be a hard one. But Arsenal need to focus. We need this victory. Now, I don't place a lot of stock in what you guys place. Is that, Arteta will be able to mastermind this result because he used to work for Pep, and it's clear that City have missed Arteta and all the nonsense that people start spouting. For me, I don't care what he did with Man City about how he tweaked something, he got Pep to tweak something, and that's how Man City end up scoring against us. And that's how he proved himself to Pep or something like that, right? I don't care what he did. You notice Arteta really ain't that much of an in-game coach, manager, tactician. I think he sets them up at the start of the game. He'll get them in at halftime, do a rah speech, tweak whatever he needs to tweak there. They come out usually blistering, but actually the person who was more likely to do something tactically, to make a tactical change, to be honest, was probably Emery. Emery was more likely to change something tactically during a game than Arteta. Arteta has a very Wenger-esque way of going about things, of building pressure, pass, build that pressure, eventually they'll crack, as opposed to let's tweak something. He's also fallen into this predictability with regards to teams, and I'm about to show you my team in a second. What I'd like to see out of this game, first of all, I'd like to see us compete. For me, it won't bother me so much if Arsenal lose. We shot ourselves in the foot for the Champions League a long time ago. So I'm not necessarily desperate to win this game. Of course, I want to see us win this game. But in my mind, if I'm being honest, I've written this game off. But at the same time, I'd like to see us at least go out swinging, like be feisty. Everybody do their job to the highest ability. The one fortunate thing about us is that City are not in the greatest of form. They don't necessarily care about a lead that they can't chase. So we may stand half a chance. And if we have half a chance, then Arsenal need to play like there is half a chance, So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Aubameyang back up top. I don't think it will happen, but I'd like to see Aubameyang back on top and really be a threat and stretch and threaten John Stones, who I don't think is the best of defenders. Laporte is obviously an excellent defender, but I genuinely think they only have one excellent defender. So let's go and test that. Let's go and pepper that goal, for flip's sake. I believe West Ham, after recently improving this stat, West Ham beat us when it came to shots on target. Let's go and test this Ederson and see how good he really is. I think he's a flash shot stopper at best. Let's go and rough him up. Let's go and do whatever we need to do to dismantle. He won't be in the greatest of confidence. So let's go and expose that. Take advantage of that. Work together as well. I think, too often we've seen Arsenal players in the last 18 months argue with each other. Let's work like some sort of cohesive team. Go out there and go and get the job done. It's difficult because I think me and you, if we're honest, we could pick a Mikel Arteta side. Me and Lee did that during the watch-along. If I was to say what sort of Mikel Arteta side will play tomorrow, I think Leno will play. If Hector's fit, I think Hector will play. I think a combination of either Mustafi, David Luiz, or David Luiz and Socrates will play. I don't think Mari will play in this particular game, which I know is against his former side, but I don't think he'll play in this particular game. I think Saka will play left back. I think Aubameyang will play on the left-hand side. In the centre, Probably he may go Ceballos and Xhaka because maybe I know a lot of people are saying Ceballos played a lot better than me and Lee thought he did. I didn't think he was as bad as Lee made out, but I certainly don't think he was as good as you guys make out. I thought he was alright. It was what it was, but I think because there was a lot of good PR for what he did, so I suspect he'll keep his place. I think he may opt for Pepe. To be honest, I think there's an equal opportunity. He may opt for Reece. He loves him some Reece. Loves him some Reece. On the left-hand side, I'm expecting Aubameyang, and up top, I'm expecting Lacazette. I think it's predictable. And the worry is that, and Mesut Ozil's the number 10. And the worry is that if we can predict that, you could bet your ass that Pep will predict that and prepare for that. So I hope Arteta changes it up, freshens it up. Heck, he might even put Socrates on the right-hand side if Bellerin ain't fit, which just scares me when you think about Sterling and people like that. So I'm hoping he'll freshen it up. With that in mind, this is the team that I would pick to play on tomorrow night. So bear with me. Let me share this with you guys. Share my team. Chrome. This is my team right here. So I want you guys to keep in mind, I freshened it up because I want us to compete with their quick wingers. I want us to keep it fresh. I want us to have some experience. Against my better judgment, I've gone with this. I just can't believe I started David Luiz, but I can't start Rob Holding. I think Mari would be the wrong choice in a game like this. Actually, if Mustafi's fit, I'd pick Mustafi and Socrates, to be honest. But I don't trust David Luiz for shit. But this is the situation we painted ourselves in defenders-wise, so we just have to roll with it. So this is a kind of a provisional team. It should say stroke Mustafi here, but this is my team. I think Socrates would rise to a game like this, so I'm hoping that he'll play alongside David Luiz. On the right-hand side, I'd go with Osimhen and Niles because I just don't think Hector Bellerin is the player he was. I don't think he can run. I just don't think he's anything close to the Hector Bellerin that we know. I do think it is an interesting because, as Lee once said, he said that he doesn't care about football. He doesn't watch it. He doesn't think about it when he's away from the training field. I think it shows in the way he plays sometimes. Because when you really think about Hector Bellerin, what is he, 26 now? He's been with us 10 years. Has he really improved? Be honest. Just be honest yourself. Has he improved? From the kid that we thought we were going to get 10 years ago, can you honestly say he's taken that much of a step forward? He hasn't. Not in my opinion, anyway. So, but Hector Bellerin, I think, should start. And I think it's time for Tierney to start. He's had a week's training now. I want him to start in his actual position. And I want him, he's quick, he's athletic, he's strong, a good defender. I know sometimes he can lose a bit of concentration sometimes and find himself out of position. But I think, on the whole, I think he's a good defender. I think a lot of people have interestingly wrote him off. I'm not one of them. I still think he could be about something. I'd love to see him start because I think it would be something that at least City are not expecting. You know? Yes, I think Saka has done well. But he is not a left back. No, and I know Arteta will put him there. I know he will. Because he's done well there. But he's not a left back. So I think it's important, as we have Tierney back, play him. Like, play him. What's the problem? Play him. I don't know. That's just my view on it. In midfield, I've gone with Granit Xhaka and Willock. I feel like this is a combination that could work. We've never really seen it. Obviously, we know that Torreira is down there out for the rest of the season. I think Granit Xhaka needs legs around him. That's why I'm not convinced Ceballos is a good fit next to Granit Xhaka that deep, because Xhaka can't run. Ceballos, technically very good, can't run. So what are you going to do if you lose the ball? Whereas the one thing I'll give Willock, I don't necessarily think technically he's the best, but he can run. And playing in that deeper number 8 role, he'll relish it. He'll relish it. He will relish it. And to me, it's weird really placing what Willock is good at. I changed my mind. I was wrong. I said that maybe Willock could be a number 10. He's not a good enough passer to be a number 10. What Willock is a number 8. He's full of energy, full of beans. Not a bad tackler. Pretty good at blocking shots and stuff like that. Play him in that position. At least that's what I do. So I'm going to go with Willock as a number 8. So have I gone with Mesut Ozil or have I gone with someone else in number 10? I think you guys know me well enough by now. This is my front 4. I've gone with Pepe on the right-hand side, Saka on the left-hand side, Ceballos as a number 10, and Aubameyang as a number 9. To explain, with Pepe, to me, I don't know why people have been crapping on his last performance. I thought he did well. I really did. I still stand by it. I thought he looked like he had quick feet. He looked like he was, once again, driving the defense back. And I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing as a right back is part of the reason Pepe is part of the reason why I played Ainsley Maitland-Niles as right back. Because I think he needs that winger. He needs that overlapping runner to allow him to do what he's going to do. You know, Pepe is not really a kind of a... I know he's been doing that a lot this season, but he's not really let me drop deep, come and collect the ball, and then pass it to someone and see if I can go running. He's one of these guys who likes to receive the ball here and then run at you with pace. Run at you dribbling with pace. But obviously Arteta's game is more about kind of build up a play, passing, building pressure, which I'm not convinced necessarily suits Pepe's game, in my opinion. I think he's more of a kind of I prefer to have a free role, just let me do my thing type. Now, whilst I don't necessarily think he deserves to necessarily have a free role, I think at least give him an actual person that's going to run past him and provide options for him. So that's personally what I do. Nicolas Pepe on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, let's go with Saka. He's been one of our best players this season. The kid has done amazingly well. As a Nigerian, I'm very, very proud of him. I'm proud of his development. He's doing what I hoped Alex Iwobi would have done, to be honest. But he's done amazingly well. But this left-back stuff, enough. He's a left winger. Play him in that position. So I'm going with Bukayo Saka on the left-hand side. As a number 10, I'm going with Ceballos. He will play as a number 10, but he'll play more like here. He likes playing here, playing a bit deeper than your typical number 10s. But I'd like to just see him play as a number 10. This ain't the game for Mesut Ozil. This is the exact type of game Mesut Ozil will go missing in. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I so guarantee it. Whatever you want to bet, I'm prepared to bet. If Mesut Ozil plays as the number 10, he will go missing in this game. It's away. It's against the top side. It's against the top side against a really good midfield. There ain't no chance Mesut Ozil's going to do well in this game. So I think at least shake it up and go with Dani Ceballos. Can he be any worse than Mesut Ozil? So let's see what happens. Now, I know what people are going to say. Yeah, but Tube, you've always said that you reward good form and Mesut Ozil got an assist, so shouldn't he start? All right. I said it at the time, and I will say it again. Bar the assist, Mesut Ozil was a ghost in that game. Bar the assist. The assist shouldn't wipe out the rest of your performance. It shouldn't, not in my opinion. So again, for me, that's why I've gone with Danny Ceballos. And I think I speak for at least 90% of Arsenal fans when I say we want to see our goal scorer up front. I get it. I get it. He's not the greatest at holding the ball, and the way you get him involved in the game is by playing him as a left winger. But guess what? He's going to have more crap games than not on that left wing. Whereas up top, at least on the odd occasion, and let's be real here, we're probably going to be playing on a counter attack. So we're not going to have that much of the ball. And the times we do have the ball, we need to make it count. And to me, that's where Aubameyang, it fits into Aubameyang's wheelhouse. Because people like Saka, Ceballos, Pepe, hell, even Granit Xhaka to a degree with the balls over the top will be key in setting this guy off. Because he might be the last runner where we might need to utilize the pace he does have. So yeah, for me, let me go with that. For me, I'd go with the Aubameyang up top. So yeah, that's my team, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the chat room. I ain't gonna go on for too long. I know I've been rabbiting and between Lee's watch along and other bits and bobs happening around the football world. You guys will probably come to this late, but that is my team. Obviously, with Leno, who you can't see, can't fit everyone in there. But let me know what you think of the team. How would you change it? Let me know. Let me come into the chat for a little while and see what you guys are saying. Should scroll up because of the front four. It was done like that on purpose, my bro. Chig with Ozil's assist. Was Ozil's with assist Ozil was still Ghost. An all black forward. What do you mean? Ceballos is there. All right. Well, you noticed that. I'm not watching shit like that. Even if you stuck Aubameyang there, Lacazette up top, Pepe on the right, it will still be an all black forward. Mikel has always said that games are intense and end to end aren't suited. So doubt suited to Ozil. So doubt he'll play. Hasib, I guarantee Ozil will start tomorrow. Unless Ozil physically rules himself out due to his wife popping. Because that was the excuse he gave the other day, wasn't it? City gonna smash you. City gonna finish you. Your defense is shit. All right, JC Gaming. Calm down, princess. I hope you're well. Mika doesn't do counter attacks. We go all attack. He has Pepe like philosophy. Yeah, but two. Here's the thing: two teams can't do that. So at some point, he's going to have to make a choice, one way or another. And Man City's quality is better than ours. So this is the sort of thing that a manager has to change his tactic mid-game. Even Wenger, on the odd occasion, managed to do that. Sugarlicious, big up. Hope you're well. I hope you're good, Elstone. I hope you're well. You guys are quiet in the chat. Is that, yeah? All right, guys. In that case, I won't keep you guys too long. I'll bounce up out of here. Please do stick a like on this video, though. I know I came in slightly late. Hopefully, it wasn't too late. But yes, please do stick a like on this video. It really, 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 really does help the show get noticed once you do that. So please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You know my schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be back on Review with Lee, so make sure you check that out. Thursday, I'll be back with Chig. I was gonna say Chig knows best. Late night with Chig on Thursday. Friday, I'll be doing a preview of the game we have at the weekend. Saturday, I'll do another late night with Chig, as well as a review. Do we play on Saturday? I feel like we play on Saturday. We play on Saturday after Man City. Can't remember. And then on Sunday, depending on if we play on Saturday or Sunday, tomorrow it'll be a Chig Knows Best. So make sure you catch that. But all right, as Ewan says, I think this is a great comment. I think we will finally find out how good Mr. Leatherhead really is. Is he really about this life? So let's see. Let me just quickly answer some questions. Black play backfire, spang on balls to Martinelli, Uber, through Guendouzi in the middle. Okay. Interesting. Chig, our curiosity is that sound in the back. Sounds like a hammer wheel. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, it's my it's a fan on me. Anyway, you won't have to deal with it anymore. But blimey, you guys can hear that. It's over there. My mic's here. But anyway, okay, that's something. I guess that's something I should bear in mind for my next streams. There you go. What's happening, Chig? Is Bully really? Yes, Saturday. We need to play smart and counter attack. What do you think about? What do you think about the spade between AFCG vloggers? The spade? Do you want to try it again? Chig, trust me, we'll get a draw tomorrow. We'll see. I can hear it. Okay. Hypersensitive, bro. All right, we're going to have to deal with it. Hopefully, listen, my smooth soul towns. So you should be able to hear that over any fan in the background. If I could reach it, I'd turn it off right now. But yeah, I'm wrapping this up, so you won't have to hear it much more. What spat between who and who? If it's who I think it is, I'm not going to comment because I'm not going to get involved. But yes, I do have a lot of love for one of the people involved, and I do think it is unfair the way that has gone down. So if that's what you're referring to, I'm going to leave it as that because I don't want to get involved. Gosh, I've had enough spats with people over the last few months. I don't want to get even more involved in others. Chig, trust me, we'll get a draw tomorrow. Uber has to play down the middle, get in behind the two makeshift centre-back partnership. Agreed. Guendouzi is focused on being a shithouse and a good footballer. Gosh. I did. Let's leave it as that. I will say this, without blowing smoke up his ass, I do find it interesting how Lee's work rate has caused other people to, shall we say, focus. Just goes to show you, it just takes one person to work hard before people realize, well, if he could do it, what? Well, surely I could do it, And I think that's what's happened there, Ben. I think that's a typical example. Yeah, let's leave it as that. I have my listen, I work in HR. I have my diplomatic moments, I would play 5-3-2. I wouldn't, purely on the basis that I don't want to give them encouragement to come onto us. So that's why I've not opted for that shape. But I can see your view. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Let me know Do you disagree with me? Disagree with my team? What would your team be? Leave it in the comments. I love interacting with you guys when you're vocal, so make sure you do that. Please do hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. I know you hate me banging on and on about like button, but do hit that like button. You know I appreciate it when you guys do that. And yeah, I guess I'll be back tomorrow. Do you know what? I will answer this because Sam, I'm not full time on YouTube, but in my opinion, I think if you were gonna live off YouTube, and it depends, because in my opinion, I think it all depends on if you're gonna live off YouTube, you'd have to probably have, I would say, 50 to 60,000 subscribers and still put out regular content. The reason why Lee's able to do what he's able to do is because the motherfucker is relentless. And it's hard to replicate relentless. So that's why more often than not, you'll get people who, all of a sudden everybody's doing watch-alongs. One thing I would say is people forgot I was the one that was doing watch-alongs. You know, when, I was the one that basically doing watch-alongs, and then me and Lee then started taking that over, and then all of a sudden, everybody started doing watch-alongs. So it's something that people kind of see, witness, try and replicate, and do for themselves. But also, at the end of the day, in my view, and this is something I need to remember, the way you make it on YouTube is just by being relentless. You got to be the hardest working motherfucker in the room. And even I'm guilty of not doing that sometimes, purely because my primary job is obviously my priority. So it sometimes saps the time I do have. And that's why sometimes you won't get everyday content from me. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to at least put one video a day out for you guys at the minimum. Sometimes there's two. But yeah, it's just Lee's relentless. That's all it is. It's hard work. It is hard work. If you could put, and I would say this without sounding like some sort of PDA, that's true of anything in life. If you genuinely want it bad enough, you can live off anything. Maitland Niles is not Arsenal level. Mike Arteta knows this, hence why he's not being picked. Yeah, all right then, Hasib. I see you're one of them guys. So, okay. Good lineup, Chig, in fairness. Thank you, Evan. I hope you're well. I haven't seen you as often as I used to, bro. I hope you're well. Majib, Ahmed, Saka, and Bellerin predominantly like to attack, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. Chig, stay on for an extra few minutes. I gotta go. All right, I'll do 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes. I'll do of questions. I'll do it. I'll just leave my team up there just so that you guys can see it. 4-5-1 will be my formation, but we don't have runners or goal scorer in midfielder. It's goal scorer in midfielders. So that's why I did that. Because I think Willock, for all of his limitations, runs. I do think potentially Pepe is a goal scorer midfielder. He just needs confidence. I think Saka is more of an assist king. So yeah, I think that is a good way of strengthening that midfield. Listen, our midfield is our weakest point, especially the core of it. It's our weakest point. And I don't want to put Guendouzi in there, quite honestly, because I just feel like we need people who are solid. And I remember seeing a stat once that scared me about Guendouzi, about how he's the highest player in the Premier League of people ghosting past him. So I didn't like that stat at all. So I took him out of the side. So if you notice, it's very rare that these days I start Guendouzi. G, the PT's in the house. What's up, my brother? I hope you're well, man. I hope you're well. Yeah, not even Lee will tell you this, right? Not only are we the watch along originals, even Lee will concede I was the watch along original, and then we started doing it, and then me and Lee were the ones that ran the show, and then all of a sudden, everybody does it now. It's just a thing now. Able to watch you lately, but watching you and Lee every day. Don't worry, quality to content as per. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I hope you're well, my Irish brother. After watching Upamecano today, I would definitely love him in our team, but would still prefer Canute. Upamecano was impressive today. He's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Maybe he knows he's coming to Arsenal, so he thought, you know what, Ragga, I'll put an extra tight performance. No, he was very good. Today, I legitimately was very impressed with Upamecano. Very, very impressed. Me personally, no. But then it all depends. If you get rid of Mesut Ozil, then yeah, maybe. Because I think you do need some creative options. But we need, to me, the bulk of our money needs to be spent on that core of that midfield. Chig, do you think Arteta will be sacked by Christmas? Is that sounds like a Luba? Is that a Luba? Who knows? Who knows? I lean towards no, because if you look at what Man United are doing with Ollie, I suspect the Arsenal board will look at that and think, oh, well, see what you do when you give a manager patience. And it seems like Ollie's got Man United back ticking. I think it does help that they've got that awesome player, Bruno, in their side. Chig's a bad man YouTube, has been here since day one. But on the other accounts, bring back Ola, miss him, talk about Arsenal. I will do. I know I've heard people talking about this before, that, oh, Chig, you used to do like podcasts with other people. Why have you been doing that anymore? I will do. I will be doing that. I will be bringing that back at some point. Obviously, we've got the international break. And I'm hopefully the coronavirus doesn't make matches get cancelled and shit, but we've got the international break coming up. So I'll be looking to do some half-term reports on Mikel Arteta, and I'll have a few people, especially people you ain't seen on the channel in a while, on. So I have Claude on, for example, Ola on, Lewis as well. I've already reached out to Lewis to say, yeah, I'm bringing you back on. He's like, yeah, brother, whenever you're ready. So I'll bring him on as well. So yeah, I'll be bringing people on. Don't worry. We'll beat Spurs at their place. They're trash. Is Tierney fit? Well, he's in full training. He's had a week of full training. So let's play him. Tar or Upamecano? I knew somebody would ask me now, because obviously I did a video. Go check it out. Chig Knows Best, where I compared the two players. And Tar is obviously the older, more experienced player. I think he's 24. Upamecano is 20, 21. He's 21, actually, yeah. So I, at the time, said I felt Tar was better, was more mature. On further review and actually seeing Upamecano today, he's taken a step forward from what I saw last season. To be honest, that's a lie in itself, because he's been consistent all season, to be honest. And I have watched Leipzig more than once. So yeah, I would probably change my mind and say Upamecano. I would. I'd opt for Upamecano. I would. I think Tar is still a very good defender. He's strong. He's not as elegant as an Upamecano or Canute, I still prefer Canute out of all three, but yeah, I was impressed with Apamakano today. Very impressed. J Rob in the house, another one I ain't seen in a bit. I hope you're well, my brother. You're another one, like Evan, watch him without saying anything. I hope you're good. It was a fight. It was a good fight. Me, Ola, and special guest Will reviewed that fight on the Chig and Ola Combat Show. Linked into that is in the description below. Yeah, but we went in on that review, so hopefully you should enjoy that. Bring on Kenny Ken as well. Don't worry, it's all coming. Kenny Ken, I speak to him most days in our group chat, so trust me, it's all coming. I think we need Guendouzi in the Özil spot. We need energy there. Interesting. I like that. I like that. I do like that. I think that's a good idea. I like that. That is not the worst suggestion at all. Chig will Khabib beat Ferguson. You're gonna have to see my review. You're gonna have to see my preview in a couple of weeks' time when me and Ola will break that down. And judges, I don't know judges, but he has been on the show a couple of times, so I could probably reach out to him. Thoughts on Jose? I think he's done. I think he's done. I think there's a reason that if you notice, whenever Lee starts spouting about how he wants Jose, see, for him, Jose is the Mahrez of managers. So he wants him at all costs. He thinks he's the be all and end all. I think he's done. I will qualify that though by saying this: there ain't many managers that can cope, to be fair, with his current injury situation. His injury situation is ridiculous. But yeah, to me, I think he's done. I think he's done. If he ends up getting Spurs a trophy, I'll eat humble pie, no problem. But if you had to ask me honestly, what do I think of Jose? I think it's a wrap. But yeah. Do you get on with Tom Canton? I don't mind. I have no beef with Tom at all. I have no beef with Tom at all. I think people get it twisted, because if you see a friend of mine have beef with someone else, right, doesn't necessarily mean I share that beef with them. Now, it'd be different if, I don't know, one of these people who had beef with Lee hit him or done something really bad to him. And of course, everyone knows my loyalty will be with him. But here's the thing, and this is where Lee's cool as well. Lee wouldn't expect me to have beef with any of these people that he has beef with. So you shouldn't ask me if I have beef with people because Lee has beef with them. I have no issue with Tom at all. I've been on this show before. So yeah, it is what it is. Don't know where that question came from. Something else happened now between Tom and Lee. I must confess, I've been in my work laptop all day, so I ain't seen anything. I figured, J-Rob. I figured. Thank you for your 2 donations as well, my brother. Hope you're well. And Jack, that's a shame, because I like Sonny, and that's a shame, because I love Claude. I love Kenny Ken. Claude is like my uncle. Kenny Ken is like my older brother. So that's a shame. It's a shame it's come down to that. I don't particularly want to be involved. If it was me personally, I wouldn't, and I had this beef with 2 people, I wouldn't talk about them. I'd just move on. I'd be like, fuck them, and just do what I'm doing and do me. I'm stubborn like that. I've fallen out with people before. Everyone knows who I don't get on with and don't get on with. Everyone knows that I fell out with a couple of people very recently. And yeah, I mentioned their name a few times. I was vexed. I mentioned their name a few times. But I haven't mentioned their name in the last month or so because the way I see it is I feel like I'm over it now. It is what it is. I done one video response to DT because I felt like it warranted it. So I did one. I haven't done one since. I feel like that whole kind of doing a video, dedicating it to beef, I don't know. It's just not my. It's not my way. It's not my style. You know, I'm not really that guy. You know, I like Sonny. Sonny is not really someone I've ever had beef with either. Obviously, I know the other two better. But if I was him, he's not asked for my advice, so he probably won't appreciate it. But if I was him, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it. Just get on with whatever he's getting on with. Because no, apart from anything, you guys find this interesting now. In a couple of weeks, you ain't gonna find it interesting. It's gonna get boring. It's gonna get corny, and you know, I think he'd just be best served. Just all right, you don't get on with them two, then leave it alone. You know, that's just the way I feel about it. Do we have an actual chance of winning the FA Cup? Absolutely, it's our cup. Absolutely. Do I think we'll win it is another question, but we have a chance, of course. I think people forget Liverpool are not in it anymore. So that's one of the big boys out already. So yeah. No Mustafi. If he's fit, I assume he's still injured. That's the only reason I've not put him in there. Gosh, who would have ever thought I'd be talking about Mustafi like this? Just shows you how sorry our situation is. But yeah, of course he would be in if he was fit, but I assume he's not fit. So big up, Mr. Robertson. I hope you're well, my brother. There's always one. There's always one. Let's give him his 2 seconds of fame. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. You had your 2 seconds of fame. I reserved a special place on the block party for you, though. I hope you enjoy that. I hope it was worth it because you couldn't understand nuance. Oh, what's an idiot? Okay. Oh, gosh. Buster! Sorry, Claude. I did not realize he put that. I was busy blocking someone and it automatically highlighted Buster's comment. Chig went to Pompey and whipped his entire. Okay. Chig turns down Don mode. All right, guys. I've done some OT out here. Where's VP when I need him? All right, I hope you guys are well. Thank you guys for joining me and listening to me rabbit on. And no doubt my comments about ongoing online beef will drag me into it. But I hope not. I'm not looking to get involved. Just genuinely, as I always will give my honest answer to these things. I love Claude. I love Kenny Can. I don't like seeing this sort of thing going on. It isn't my fight, but at the same time, you know, for me, I just hope, you know, whatever was said today, I've not watched Sunday's video, but whatever was said was said. It's moved on. It's off his chest, and that's that. It is what it is. Because for me, no one can. If you notice, the head of the fan base doesn't anger me that much where I'm doing that. So no one should anger you like that. No one. Ain't got time for that. All right. I'm up out of here, guys. Please do slap a like on this video. Please do hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's pretty much that. I'm out of here. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Deuces.